The Handkerchief, written by Sister Colleen Moore, narrated by Sister Natalie Shaver. 20 years ago, my husband was serving in the National Guard and we were stationed in Alabama. Our son, Brother Lane Moore, was a little over a year old and I was pregnant. We had just moved so my husband could do his helicopter training to become a pilot. I knew it was a temporary place for us to live, but I was sad that we didn't live near a local branch. I went to my first ultrasound at 8 weeks pregnant, and I had this gut feeling that something wasn't right. I'd already gone through one pregnancy, and this felt different. The tech did the ultrasound and then went to get to the doctor. I remember my heart was beating so fast. The doctor returned with the nurse, and I could tell by his face that it wasn't good. He told me that there was nothing in the pregnancy sac. At this point in the ultrasound, you would see the start of the baby and a heartbeat inside the sac, and my sac was empty. He told me I would miscarry. I was crushed. I broke down crying. I was all by myself. My husband was at work, my neighbor was watching our son, and we didn't have any family or church family around. He was the best doctor though, and truly made me feel better, even though I was heartbroken. He then told me that I would need to have a procedure if I didn't miscarry on my own. I drove back home, called my husband, and made a few more phone calls to family. My heart's desire was to not need the procedure. I absolutely wanted to miscarry on my own, and my doctor told me he would give me till 12 weeks. So I had a month to miscarry, or I would have to do this procedure. I called my uncle, Brother Larry Watson, and shared everything with him, and he prayed with me. He told me he would bless a handkerchief for me and send it my way. As I waited for that hanky to arrive, I prayed. I truly didn't want to have this procedure done. I wanted my body to do what it needed to do on its own. That hanky arrived in the mail. My husband was working, our son was down for his nap, and it was just the Lord, the hanky, and me. I went into the bedroom and laid that hanky on my stomach, and I poured my heart out to the Lord. Within 20 minutes, the Lord allowed my body to do what it needed to do. Our son was still napping, and it was like God planned it out perfectly so that everything could happen without any disturbances. I cried as it happened, but I was so thankful for the Lord answering my prayer. I went to the doctor a few days later, and they did an ultrasound to make sure everything was taken care of on its own. It had been, and I was in the clear. 6 weeks later, I was pregnant with our son, Gabe, and the Lord gave me such peace in knowing that everything was okay. He's so good, all the time. In times we don't understand, He truly gives the peace that only He can give. No matter how He answers, He's always listening. I will forever be grateful for His goodness and for the blessed handkerchief. It wasn't the hanky that allowed me to miscarry on my own, but the Lord. I still have that hanky stored away in a little box that I used many times during our military life and not being near a branch. That hanky has seen a lot of tears and felt a lot of Jesus. So that from His body were brought unto the sick handkerchiefs or aprons, and the diseases departed from them, and the evil spirits went out of them. Acts chapter 19, verse 12.